A startling revelation rocked the foundation of a seemingly perfect family when a daughter stumbled upon a photograph that unearthed a web of secrets. What began as a simple spill of a handbag led to a journey of betrayal, deception, and a quest for truth that would change their lives forever. Get a cup of coffee and settle down because this story is inspiring from start to finish. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring stories. As I sit here, reminiscing on the past, I can't help but feel a sense of unease creeping in. You see, my family has always been my rock, my anchor in this unpredictable world. Growing up as one of four siblings, my twin brother Eddie, our older half-brother Reuben, and half-sister Grace, life felt complete, filled with laughter and love. Our parents instilled in us the value of family, emphasizing the importance of cherishing each other's presence and nurturing strong bonds. And for the longest time, that's exactly what we did. But then, around 2 years ago, everything changed. It started innocently enough, with our grandmother falling ill with cancer. Concerned for her well-being, Mom made the decision to move in with her temporarily, leaving us behind. At the time, it seemed like the natural thing to do, family taking care of family. Little did I know that her absence would unravel a web of secrets that would shake the very foundation of our family. During those 6 months, while Mom was away caring for Grandma, the rest of us carried on with our lives, albeit with a noticeable void in our home. Eddie and I were knee-deep in our final year school exams, while Reuben was staying with his dad in England. With everyone preoccupied, there was little opportunity for visits, even from Dad, who was swamped with work commitments. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, until finally, Mom returned home. But something had shifted in her, something I couldn't quite put my finger on at first. She seemed distant, lost in her own thoughts, and no matter how hard I tried to reach out, she remained elusive. Then, one fateful day, as I accidentally spilled the contents of her handbag, I stumbled upon a photograph that would change everything. It was a picture of Mom, cradling a newborn baby in her arms, a hospital bed in the background. Shocked and confused, I confronted her, demanding answers. "Mom, who's this?" I asked, my voice trembling with a mixture of fear and curiosity. Her reaction was immediate, a flash of panic crossing her features as she hastily tried to conceal the photo. But I held onto it tightly, my curiosity morphing into a demand for answers, and as she finally relented, her words hit me like a ton of bricks. "Honey, you shouldn't have seen that," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "I'll explain everything, but please just give me a moment." And in that moment, as the weight of her confession hung in the air, I realized that our family was about to embark on a journey fraught with secrets, lies, and unimaginable revelations. Little did I know, this was just the beginning of a tumultuous storm that would threaten to tear us apart. As I scrutinized the photograph, a gnawing sense of unease settled in my stomach. The realization dawned on me like a sudden revelation. This baby wasn't one of us. It couldn't be. The date on the photo aligned perfectly with the time Mom had been away, caring for Grandma. Heart pounding, I turned to Mom, my voice trembling with confusion and apprehension. "Mom, what's going on? Who's the baby in the picture?" For a moment, she froze, her eyes widening in alarm before she attempted to avoid the question, her voice strained with forced composure. "Oh, it's nothing, just an old photo. Don't worry about it," she whispered, her gaze flitting away from mine. But I wasn't about to let her off the hook that easily. I pressed on, my determination fueled by a growing sense of urgency. "No, Mom, this isn't nothing. You were in a hospital bed with a baby around the time you were gone. I need to know what's going on. Tell me the truth, or I'll have to tell Dad." Her expression paused, a flicker of fear flashing across her features before she composed herself, attempting to avoid my questions once more. But this time, I refused to be swayed. I needed answers, and I needed them now. With a trembling voice, Mom finally relented, her words tumbling out in a rush of desperation and regret. As the truth unfolded before me, a shiver ran down my spine, sending tremors of disbelief coursing through my veins. Questions raced through my mind, each more bewildering than the last. How could Mom have kept such a monumental secret from us? What else was she hiding? And most importantly, who was this mysterious baby, and why had she concealed its existence from us? The air grew heavy with tension as the weight of Mom's confession hung between us, casting a shadow over our once secure family dynamic. At that moment, I realized that the truth had the power to unravel even the strongest of bonds, leaving us stumbling on the precipice of an uncertain future. The revelation left me stunned and speechless. "You had an affair?" I whispered, my voice barely above a horrified whisper, unable to comprehend the magnitude of her betrayal. Mom nodded, her shoulders sagging under the weight of her guilt. "Yes," she admitted, her voice trembling with remorse. "It started in 2018, and I got pregnant in 2019. My mind reeled at the thought of Mom carrying a secret pregnancy, her deception unfolding under the guise of my grandmother's fabricated illness. Anger and betrayal surged through me like a tidal wave. "How could you do this to Dad?" I demanded, my voice trembling with a mixture of rage and disbelief. Tears welled in Mom's eyes as she struggled to find the words to explain herself. "I don't know," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "I was lost, and I made a terrible mistake." But her admission only fueled my fury, my heart pounding with fierce intensity. "And the baby?" I pressed, my voice shaking with a mixture of dread and apprehension. Mom's gaze dropped to the floor, her voice barely a whisper as she recounted the details of her secret pregnancy. I gave birth early last year," she confessed, her words heavy with shame. "You have a baby brother." The revelation left me with a dizzying array of emotions. Why did Mom choose to deceive us in such a profound and unforgivable way? "And Gran?" I demanded, my voice laced with accusation. "She knew?" Mom nodded, her tears flowing freely now as she recounted the web of lies that had captured our family. "Yes," she admitted, her voice trembling with regret. "She covered for me, lied about her illness. I'm so sorry, honey. I never meant to hurt you." But her apologies fell on deaf ears, my anger and betrayal burning like a white-hot flame. "How could you lie to us like this?" I cried, my voice raw with emotion. Mom's shoulders slumped in defeat, her gaze haunted by the weight of her guilt. "I don't know," she whispered, her voice barely a breath. I was scared, and I didn't know what else to do. As Mom's confession continued to unfold, she revealed more details about the man she had an affair with, shedding light on the circumstances that led to her devastating betrayal. "He was 24, Mom confessed, her voice tinged with regret. "With 2 kids of his own. And to make matters worse, he is the son of a family friend, and I've seen him around town with my baby brother, and didn't even know it." The revelation sent a chill down my spine, the realization sinking in like a heavy weight on my chest. How could Mom have risked everything for a man barely older than me, with a family of his own to consider? She went on to explain that he was single, a fact that offered little solace in the wake of her indiscretion. As she recounted her time with him, the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, painting a picture of a whirlwind romance fueled by passion and desire. Mom described how she had spent months at his house, immersed in a world of secrecy and deceit as she navigated the complexities of her forbidden relationship. She spoke of the guilt that weighed heavily on her conscience, the constant fear of discovery lurking in the shadows of her secret affair. But perhaps the most heartbreaking detail of all was the fate of the child she had brought into the world, the innocent victim of her reckless actions. Mom revealed that she had left the baby in the care of his father, a decision born out of desperation and a misguided sense of responsibility. As I listened to Mom's confession, I couldn't help but feel sympathy for the man she had betrayed. He had unwittingly become entangled in her web of lies, his life forever altered by the consequences of her actions. But amidst the turmoil and heartache, one question lingered in the back of my mind. How would Dad react to the revelation of Mom's affair and the existence of her secret baby? As the weight of my mom's secret continued to bear down on me, I found myself grappling with conflicting emotions. Anger, betrayal, confusion. They swirled around me like a storm, threatening to engulf me in their tumultuous wake. For days, I kept my distance from Mom, unable to face her without feeling a surge of resentment coursing through my veins. Her attempts to reach out to me fell on deaf ears, and my heart hardened by the magnitude of her deception. But amidst the chaos and turmoil, a glimmer of clarity emerged, a beacon of hope in the darkness of my despair. I realized I couldn't let Mom's actions define me or dictate my future. I had to find a way to rise above the pain and anger, to chart a course forward that honored family bonds while acknowledging the reality of our shattered trust. With that resolve in mind, I reached out to my trusted confidants, friends, mentors, and even online communities seeking guidance and support in my time of need. Their words of wisdom and encouragement served as a lifeline, helping me navigate the turbulent waters of my emotions with newfound strength and resilience. As I reflected on the lessons learned from my mom's betrayal, I came to understand the importance of honesty, integrity, and accountability in relationships. I realized that true strength lies not in the avoidance of conflict, but in the courage to confront it head-on, to seek truth and reconciliation even in the face of adversity. With their guidance, I made the difficult decision to confront Mom about her affair and the secret baby she had kept hidden from our family. It was a painful conversation, filled with tears and recriminations, but it was also a necessary step to healing. In the end, I chose to forgive Mom, not because her actions were excusable, but because I refused to let resentment and bitterness poison my heart. As for Dad, I knew that the truth would eventually come to light, and it was better that it came from me than from anyone else. I summoned the courage to sit him down and lay bare the painful truth, bracing myself for his reaction. To my surprise, Dad's response was one of compassion and understanding. Though he was devastated by the betrayal, he refused to let it tear our family apart. Together, we vowed to move forward with honesty and integrity, to rebuild the bonds that had been fractured by Mom's deception. In the end, I emerged from the ordeal stronger and more resilient than ever before. I learned that true strength lies not in the absence of adversity, but in the courage to confront it with grace and dignity. And though the scars of my mom's betrayal may never fully heal, they serve as a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the power of forgiveness to transcend even the deepest wounds.